You ever see any videos where we're engaging with them? Either we're chasing them, our warplanes or something, or going after a disc, a saucer, an orb, or something like that?
So I've seen videos and read reports of engagements, but not live, like we're not shooting them, but engagements where, either we are trying to intercept something, read lots of reports on that, and from other countries as well, trying to intercept these things. Each report will have its own shape that they're chasing, but guess what they are. But then, when there's an example in there off the East Coast, what would be classed as an engagement, where we're up there protecting our airspace and encountering these things and interacting with them in a way that we would consider hostile. And if it was anything else, if we had a Russian bomber patrol that had a fighter escort and they tried to box our fighters out, force them down from the wash, the jet wash, that would be a hostile engagement. But for whatever reason, we're not describing it that way internally.
So we're sending a plane up to take a look.
Yeah.
Maybe get a better look or even some imagery, but not to engage, meaning shoot it down, shoot a Sidewinder at it or something.
Right. I would, I'm not going to be able to say that's never happened, but I have not seen them engaged, with weapons.
Well, it recently happened, and we became aware of one. More details on that I think we'll report on. And what happened was the missile, quote, bounced off. And so, they're trying to figure that out. But, what does that imply? Like a field around it? I don't know.
Future of everything. This one is, what in the Hellfire missile is this video that was just introduced on Capitol Hill during an oversight committee that allegedly shows the U.S. military using a drone to shoot down some sort of unidentified flying object thing? There's that missile that hits that object. This is happening over the coast or near the coast of Yemen. That UAP just continues to fly. And when you look close, you can see what looks like maybe 3 other objects flying off of it. Can we just slow this down a little bit and play it back if we can to see exactly what we're talking about? All right, so there's the missile, makes a strike. This is a huge board, so I get to see this up close. 3 different distinct objects. This thing seems to be spinning a little bit, and then it zooms out. But when this missile hits, what are we seeing here? Are we seeing these parts coming off of this, what was supposed to be like a sphere? Or are these parts of the Hellfire missile? Is this parallax that makes everything looks like it's going a lot faster? We have no idea. Remember, this is a 2D image. We're talking 3D from above, possibly a lot of confusion, but lawmakers were told that missile was a Hellfire missile. We don't know what happens after the video cuts off, and we are missing a lot of information about the actual mission that was being flown. The only reason why we're seeing this video is because an unknown whistleblower apparently gave it to Congressman Eric Burleson, who released it publicly during today's oversight meeting. And this thing, which is explosive enough, this is just the tip of the iceberg on what was discussed. As you can imagine, lawmakers want some answers.
The public should be seeing this stuff. And why you're not allowed to, I don't know. But that's a Hellfire missile smacking into that UFO and just bounced right off. And it kept going.
Are you aware of anything in the government, United States government arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like this?
No.
And do whatever blob thing it did and then keep going? Nothing?
Nothing.
Does this video scare you guys? Yes or no?
Yes.
Wiggins?
Yes.
Nat?
I had a different reaction. I was really happy that it got out.
And let's bring in Florida Representative Anna Paulino Luna, who has been spearheading the declassification of all things UAP in Washington. She was a chairwoman for today's wild hearing. Congresswoman, great to see you. Thanks so much for being with us. It has been a few hours now since that video was released during your committee. What was your reaction?
I think that myself and all members on that task force, to include the witnesses, have the very same reaction, and that nothing, to my knowledge, exists in our arsenal that can split a Hellfire missile like that. But more importantly, why are videos like this being overclassified and held back from the American people? In my opinion, if we're writing the checks, if Congress has the authority and oversight to investigate why we being denied access. And so, look, I understand that this is a very big government and there's a lot of moving pieces, and I know that this administration has exercised the utmost transparency, which is exactly why we are going to them to get help on this issue. And as you heard from one of our witnesses, Chief Wiggins, he actually was given approval and permission to testify to Congress by the U.S. Department of the Navy. And so I think that that's a massive win in regards to transparency, and we look forward to continuing to track down these leads, but also for pushing for declassification of much more footage that, in my opinion, exists, and then also to ensuring that our whistleblowers are protected. So we are asking people to support their senators and their members of Congress voting for the UAP Disclosure Act, as well as whistleblower protections.
Yeah, that whistleblower protection is so important.
Meanwhile, debate over the new UFO video revealed by Eric Burleson at the UFO hearing, where we see a missile striking that object. Debate continues to rage over this. Ryan Graves is now saying, upon further review, it's conceivable the video is of a prosaic target struck by a missile. Chunks broke off, stabilized in the airstream, and began a parabolic descent that is generally aligned with the camera angle, making the target aspect change nearly imperceptible as it descends. If we had a longer video, we may see the components impact the water surface eventually. Without source details, I can't say more. Well, he says it's conceivable. He's not saying that's what he believes, but he is putting this idea out there and shedding doubt, publicly on this new video. So I think that's interesting and definitely worth talking about. UAP Reporting Center has a very different take. I will play part of the video they shared.
At first, from a distance, you would think, okay, following the strike from the Hellfire missile, it probably broke pieces off of the UFO, UAP, whatever it was. Here we're going in super, super tight. You can see I'm using a different format. It's turned the UFO black. It wasn't necessarily black. I'm not quite sure what color it was because primarily we were working with black and white footage the entire time. This format, however, did turn it black. I zoomed in as close as I could. The clarity remained pretty decent. I managed to increase the clarity just a little bit, but right there it is up close. And you're going to see the strike right there. Notice again what happens right there following the impact. Those things there, whatever they are, appear to have been knocked from the inside of this thing. And as you're going to see when we zoom in close, and you can tell right here, they're all the same size and same shape. Look at that. What are those things? Those are not just random pieces of debris. Those are some sort of intelligently designed objects. Here we go again, slow motion, zoomed in, there they are. And the primary UFO remained intact. It released 3 more smaller ones that ended up traveling behind it.
Yeah, it's a crazy case, guys. It doesn't look mundane to me. It doesn't look balloonish to me. All right, I'll go where the evidence leads, but I'm not seeing anything that has a mundane explanation here. But hey, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. But the conversation doesn't end there. Merrick von Rennenkamp is saying the Yemen UAP, I guess that's what we're calling it now. 3 pieces of debris, identical IR signatures, appear to emerge from the object in succession. This is inconsistent with a kinetic strike, ripping debris off of an object. It's almost like they were inside the UAP and emerged one by one. Indeed. Yeah, boom. And then, as you can see, they come out in succession. Yeah, the one object, the second object, and the third object. That is just super, super fascinating. He says this is inconsistent with a kinetic strike, ripping debris off of an object. Also, I've been hearing more and more that Hellfire missiles are very rarely used for air combat to shoot at aerial vehicles unless they're slow moving or stationary. So interesting. Merrick also says this, Yemen UAP, what are the odds that any 3 random pieces of debris are identical in size / infrared signature following a strike by an AGM-114 Hellfire missile? Seems like a statistical impossibility. Yeah, nothing about this is seeming easy to explain to me. I mean, if it's, NHI, I don't get it. If it's a balloon, I certainly don't get it.